I remember back when I was in sixth form, when I was 17 years old, and I would go to Costa Coffee after I'd finished the day at school. I would take my laptop with me and I would work on my dropshipping business there. I would open up my laptop, I would go and get a little coffee, sit down there with my laptop, ready to do some productive work. And then, like 5 minutes later, I'd just catch myself and I'd be on my phone. And then I'd be like, no, put my phone down. I need to do the work. Get a bit of work done, do a few product listings, maybe make some Facebook ads, and then boom, an hour later, again, scrolling through my phone, kept flittering between the laptop and my phone. I just couldn't focus. I could not spend the time to just focus in on one task. Do you know when you get that feeling that you just can't get anything done? You really want to, but you physically can't. You physically can't work on the project. And I asked myself the same question. Why is this happening to me? I want to work, but I just can't. And that's when it clicked for me. I finally figured out what the problem was. It was my phone. It was scrolling. The phone was the distraction. You see, I'm not a lazy person, but I was starting to believe in myself that I was a lazy person because I wanted to do the work, but I just couldn't do it. So I just thought, oh, I must be lazy. But it's not that. It is the digital crutch that you have in your fucking pocket. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is your brain has been wired by social media companies to expect instant gratification. Now, the difference between instant gratification and delayed gratification is that delayed gratification is where you're willing to put work in and work towards something for a payoff at the end. So reading a book, you sit down, you spend hours reading the book, and then each chapter has like a nice payoff in that chapter. Or even a more simple idea, you sit down to watch a long film, and the film could be like 2.5 hours long, and there's always a big conclusion at the end that wraps up all of the story and the narratives together in this really great way. But you kind of have to sit through a bunch of narrative and story moments to get to that conclusion, to get to that payoff of that time investment. Instant gratification, on the other hand, is where it's the least amount of effort needed possible to get the same dopamine hit. And just think about it for a second. Social media is literally fucking designed by billion-dollar companies to give you as much instant gratification as possible. That's why you fucking can't put your phone down. That is why when you try and sit down to work on that business that you're passionate about, you just can't seem to get any work done. Because why? Why would you need to? Your brain is being rewired to want instant gratification. Building a business, building a YouTube channel, a dropshipping business, SMMA, any kind of online business, you have the gratification at the end, right? Which is travel, money, status, time freedom, location freedom. That's what you want. But that's delayed gratification. You have to put so much work in, so many hours in to see any payoff from the work that you do, whether it be on YouTube or whatever business it is that you're working on, whatever that project is. Why would your brain choose the delayed gratification option when it can just get instant, cheap, easily accessible dopamine right now? And when I finally understood that, that is what set me on this path of anti-algorithm, right? No social media, fuck it all off. It's ruining our lives. And that's really what kicked off that first thought for me, was because I wanted to be a productive person. That was the desire. If I wasn't ambitious or productive like you are, then I would just still be on social media right now, because why not, right? It's fun. Like, I enjoy going through social media. It was great, but it was stopping me from being able to work. And the next reason, other than just instant gratification versus delayed gratification, is literal ADHD. So like, some people have ADHD. It stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. And literally all it means is you just have a fucking brain of a goldfish. Like, you can't concentrate or pay attention to one thing. So like, when I was with my ex-girlfriend, we would often sit downstairs and, in my sitting room and put a film on. And I know it was a film that she would like, right? She was really into Disney, and like, we'd put a film on, like a Disney film, whatever. And I know that she likes that film. And we get like 15, 20 minutes into watching film, and I'd turn around and look at her, and she'd be like this, bro. She'd be on her phone like this as the film's on. And then I'd be like, "Are you not watching the film?" And she'd, "Oh yeah, no, I'm watching the film, don't worry." Yeah. Like, ADHD, right? You cannot focus on one thing for a long enough time. And some people tend to have ADHD more than other people, but it can be something that you're born with, but it is something that can develop from using social media and just being a fucking little dopamine scrolling addict. And that is what I want to just point out to you in this section of the video. Why do people develop ADHD when they're scrolling? Context switching. So that is the first point. Your brain starts to become addicted to context switching. Context switching is where you see one video and within 3, 4, 5 seconds, like, on TikTok or YouTube Shorts, there's a payoff, okay? It could be like a dog doing something funny. And it takes the video's 5-10 seconds long and you instantly get that dopamine hit and then you switch to the next context and that uses up a bit more energy in your brain and your brain's, oh, here's a whole new video that's not even from the same channel. It's like a completely different thing. Now it's like some kind of a rich guy in a Lamborghini or something, right? And you get that dopamine hit, like, oh, cool, this guy's in Dubai with a Lamborghini. And again, you're just training your brain to have this super fast dopamine. That is part of what is causing this attention deficit disorder, because you can't spend your attention on one thing. And the biggest sign that this is happening to you, and this was happening to me as well, is when you pick up your phone and you start scrolling through, right? And you press on an app and instantly, right, even you get bored of the app. Your attention span is so bad that you go through the app for a little bit and even you get bored of looking at the app. And you come off the app, you put your phone down, and then you pick your phone back up again and you press on it, you open it up and you go onto the same app. And you start scrolling through, the algorithm refreshes and you get a new feed on Instagram. And then you realize that you don't even realize you're doing it. And then you're like, oh, wait a second, I've just been on Instagram and I just put it down and I've just picked it back up. Does that ever happen to you? It used to happen to me all the fucking time. And that's a super big sign that your attention span is just fucked. So if you can't even focus on scrolling on the same app, how the fuck can you expect to do some deep, productive work? You can't. It's impossible. So what's my advice for this? You need to go cold turkey, okay? Don't do any of this cute bullshit, download Opal and have a screen time limit on your phone and try and be all cute about it and have this balanced, no, I'm only gonna go on social media for an hour a day, not 3 hours a day. And I'm just gonna take a bit of time away from social media, but I'm still gonna have it on my phone and I'm just gonna balance it and be a bit more careful with it. No, because when you come to do that productive work and you want to sit down like I'm doing and just record content, you want to edit videos, you want to be a productive guy, right? You have this project that you're passionate about and you want to just fucking work on it, okay? What's going to happen is if you download Opal and you put a screen time limit of an hour a day on your phone, you'll use 5 minutes here and there, go on your phone, put it down, you'll work for 10 minutes and then you'll pick up your phone again. Your brain doesn't have the attention span. And if you are capable of accessing the apps on your phone, then you'll do it. What you need to do is the non-bitch version, because you haven't made any fucking progress yet, by the way. So you need to listen to me because I'm making progress in this and you're not. So you can fucking listen to me, okay? Delete all of your fucking apps. This is what I did just over a year and a half ago. So I did this in July of 2023, got rid of everything. I just thought, you know what? Fuck this, okay? These social media companies are limiting my potential. They're stealing my time and they're destroying my focus and I'm not able to work and make anything of myself, right? I'm basically just doomed to have this average ass life. And I wanted to build this YouTube channel, build a business and be this productive guy, but I couldn't do it because I was a crippling addict with social media. And I just asked myself, what is social media doing to help me in my life right now? Nothing. So I said, all right, delete it. Insta, Facebook, Reddit, Snapchat, TikTok, X, get rid of it all. Fuck it all off. If it's not helping you, get rid of it. And there's going to be people in the comments, well, no, I use Instagram for a business. I use my Instagram for a business. First of all, okay, fine. If that business is doing really well for you, actually, then yeah, great. Use Instagram for that. Do you run a fucking meme page and one day you hope it takes off and you can be this meme account on Instagram? No. Fuck it off. Get rid of it, okay? If you haven't seen any direct business success from running Instagram or Facebook or TikTok, then just get rid of it, because right now it's just holding you back in life. And I know I'm going to get these comments as well. Well, YouTube is a social media. And you post on YouTube. I saw one of the comments like that recently, well, you post on YouTube, so you kind of use social media. I post educational content to try and fucking help you. Okay, I've not been on social media or scrolled through social media for 600 days. I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. And I'm trying to help you to do the same thing. And I have people in the comments saying, well, you use social media. Yeah, to help you get off of social media. Okay, it's short form content. That's the main problem. If you're using YouTube to watch educational content like this that can help you, then I think that's a great thing. Okay, that's just like reading a book in a library. It's not the same as you spending 20, 30, 40 minutes a day scrolling mindlessly through TikTok. So don't give me any of that bullshit. And just real quick before I move on to the next section on how to rebuild your focus, I do have a school community that is a one-time payment. It's the top link in the description, helping young guys just like yourself to get off social media and more importantly, to stay off social media. So you need to start training your focus like a muscle. So back when I had social media and just thought I was this lazy bastard who just couldn't get any work done, I just thought, well, I'm just not a focused person. You know, you hear about you have these kids in your school or in college who have the highlighter pens and they're constantly studying in the library and they're just really good. They get really good grades and like the teachers really like them and stuff. And they just hand in all their coursework with like, you know, distinctions and stuff. And you just think, well, those people are just more focused. They're just cleverer than me. Okay, you think focus is like linked to kind of your intelligence or whatever. Focus is a muscle. You have to train focus like a stat in a video game. And if you're not treating focus like that, then how are you ever going to improve your focus? You need to improve it. You need to work on it. It's not just a like set number and that's just like the cards you were played, the cards you were given at life at birth is just like shit focus. You can improve your focus. I've never been a super focused person, right? I even sometimes still now to this day, even after being off social media for so long, when I'm like sometimes recording videos and editing them, sometimes I'll randomly just think, I'll just clean my room, like midway through editing a video because I just don't have that focus. I'm not really feeling it. And I'll just get up and I'll just start like cleaning my room or something. That's what happens, by the way, when you delete social media. Your brain's still going to look for other shit to do because you still have to train your focus like it's a muscle. So that's this whole section of the video now. For this last section is how to actually train your focus like a muscle. And the way that I managed to do this and what worked for me personally was very simple. Going for a walk every day without listening to music. So this is going to be hard at first, but what you've got to do is just go for it. 20, 30, 40 minute walk, right? I usually just go around my street. I walk up, there's like a park that's like 20 minutes from here and then it's a 20-minute walk back. So it's around like an hour in total to go walk around that park. That's what I do. But I don't take my headphones with me and I just go like, you know, kind of raw dogging it like if you're on a plane or something. No music, no nothing. And what I'd say is just focus on the walk. Focus on the nature around you. Focus on the trees, the wind, the weather, the sky. Okay, if you go at nighttime, you can see stars. It's really nice. Just focus on the walk, being outside, being in nature. And what you'll find is going to happen is you're going to start having like thoughts and ideas sort of bubble up randomly. You're going to start having this like creative thought coming into your head. You might start daydreaming, right? Back like when you were a kid, you're going to have these daydreams and you never know, that could be your next business idea or your next video idea. A lot of the video ideas I get come from when I'm going on them walks, and that's super, super helpful to me. And without having that input of music, you're training your ability to just focus on your mind. It's almost like a form of meditation. Another idea for you here, sit in front of a notepad and just journal, okay? This is something I've been doing recently. I've not really done this that much, but journaling I'm finding it quite helpful just to write down your current state in life, right? Like what you're grateful for. Maybe I'll write down some video ideas. Maybe I'll just write some like random, I don't know, like hooks for videos. Sometimes I've been writing hooks for videos. Like what shall I start the video off with? Shall I start it off with the story? Shall I start it off with some like information or some like evidence? Like, you know, just writing and being in front of a piece of paper, like with no inputs around you. Don't have music on in the background. Don't have a video on in the background. If you can just be in like a silent room with just a notepad in front of you, you can let your brain just start bubbling up whatever's going to come up, right? And just write it down. That is super helpful for training your focus because then you just focus in on the one task, and the task is just populate this sheet of paper with whatever pops into my brain. Or you could draw. I do love drawing, and it's something that I used to do a lot more. I don't really have time honestly now to just draw, which I wish I did, but I really don't. So that is another way that you can train your focus like a muscle. And the last thing I'm going to give you, I haven't put it down in this presentation, but actually watching podcasts, the ones that are like 2 hours long. So one that I would recommend to you, which I really like, is Modern Wisdom, which is Chris Williamson's podcast. And he does videos of them as well, where the camera is just like on the two people talking, and it maybe moves around a little bit, but that's about it. And your task, your challenge for this, after you watch this video, go and watch one of Chris Williamson's podcasts. Like pick one that's like an hour long. Watch one with Alex Hormozi, right? They're really good ones. He's done like 3 on Modern Wisdom now, and just watch them. Don't listen to them. Don't like drive to work and listen to it. Don't multitask. Just spend an hour sat watching 2 people talk. That's going to train your focus, and along with that, you're going to get some nice ideas and insights from 2 very clever people. But it is a good way of training that focus muscle, because you're like, okay, for the next hour, I'm just going to focus in on this thing. And it's a bit different from watching like a film, because obviously films change, they have different scenes, they have different like visuals, and it's like very exciting. Okay, this is like, it's quite boring to watch, literally, because it's just 2 guys talking like sat at a table, right? And yeah, if you can watch a big full-length podcast like that, that's going to help you focus. And to be honest, if you've got this far into the video, then you probably do have a decent amount of focus, right? Because this video isn't exactly that entertaining, okay? And it's not meant to be, because I make educational content. So if you've got to the end of this video, you're probably in like the top 1% of guys who can focus on something. So yeah, I do appreciate you for getting to the end. If you do have any feedback, I'd really appreciate it, mate, if you left me a comment giving me some feedback. I'm always trying to improve the content on this channel. But yeah, other than that, thank you so much for watching, mate, and I'll see you in the next one.